Welcome to Side Character Quest. As always, this is Ty, the DM, and with me today is...
Mallory, your new side character guest.
Hello, Mallory. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you, Ty?
I'm doing all right. This is a little bit of for the show because we've just been talking for like 15 minutes. So we already know how we're doing. It's just the listener. The listener doesn't know how we're doing. And they're so curious.
I truly hope that the listener cares.
Exactly. So, Mallory, how long have you been playing Dungeons and Dragons and other sorts of like role-playing stuff?
Great question. At least a couple of years, way more than a couple of years. I have been playing Dungeons and Dragons for, God, how long have we been playing Dungeons and Dragons, Ty? Has it been 4 years? It can't have been 4 years.
Was our campaign the first campaign that you had done?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we had a campaign going.
We have a campaign going.
We technically have a campaign going that we have not finished yet, which will get finished at some point. But yeah, we have a campaign going with a couple of other people, including Eli, from earlier in the season. Listeners remember, where you play a alchemist dragonborn named Cinder.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that you also have another game going.
Yeah, so I have another game going where Eli is actually our DM, and in that one I play a halfling paladin. And I also have now started playing Force and Destiny a little bit too, just for more flavor on other RPGs. But so 2 Dungeons and Dragons campaigns.
2 Dungeons and Dragons, and now this.
Now 3.
And I think you told me that after you played the most recent D&D campaign, where you played as a halfling, you were like, never again am I playing anything else.
Yeah, no, I don't understand why everyone isn't halflings, because I roll ones at least 3 times a game, and now I can just re-roll them, and I don't understand why everyone doesn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it basically makes it so that a critical failure will only hit you like 1 in 400 times. Like, yeah, that's amazing.
Since I've been a halfling, no critical failures.
That's amazing. Yes. Oh man.
As Cinder, a dragonborn wizard, all the time. So many critical failures.
Yes, a fairly large number. And so I guess that brings me to so who are you going to be playing with us today?
I am playing Alton. He is a halfling, obviously. Mm-hmm. And he is a rogue, level 5. I don't know, do we want to get super technical about stuff?
Let's hit a couple of things.
Okay.
Tell me now. Okay, people that don't give a crap about this, feel free to skip ahead. But I'm sure there's like some people out there who actually want to know. They want to know a little bit of the stakes, so they want to know a little bit of the stats and sort of things. Cool. So let me know, like, what's your, like, I want to know how easy you are to one hit kill. Like, what's your HP look like?
It is 33.
Okay, that is good knowledge. So I
am not a beefy boy, so yes.
You are not a beefy boy at
Please
all.
don't throw too much at me. But, fun fact, halflings can hide behind other creatures. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably be doing that a lot so that I hopefully don't get hit.
Yeah. I know did you take any like sort of special abilities? Like, what type of rogue are you?
So I did the thief. Is that what it technically is called? I believe it is. I'm sorry. I pulled this up on my phone so I would be prepared, and then now look at me not being prepared. I'm pretty sure it's like the thief archetype.
I mean, I could have asked you this before we started or something.
It's fine. It's totally fine. I'm pulling it up. Thief is the correct word. So
I'm surprised that it's called that. That seems like such a generic thing for a rogue. Like, all rogues are thieves, but I guess not all rogues are thieves. You got some assassins, you got some like general marauders. Like, there's different options here.
So basically what thief, like choosing that gives me as a 5th level, I have fast hands, so I can use a bonus action. Well, I already have a cunning action from something, I'm sure. But now I can use a fast action to make a dexterity sleight of hand check, or use my thieves' tools to disarm a trap or open a lock.
Oh, cool.
I also have 2nd story work, so I can climb faster than normal. Climbing no longer costs you extra movement.
Oh.
And that is it for up to level 5.
These are solid. And tell me, what was your... So I know not everybody, I think, chooses backgrounds in when they're playing D&D, but I assume that you did. I believe that we talked about that.
Yes, I just chose the background guild artisan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about who Alton is in the world of side character quests. And you are basically like a pretty well-respected guild master. Like, you are the head of a locksmithing guild that services multiple different cities. Although where you live, it's pretty much just you and your apprentice. But you're pretty well respected amongst like noblemen and amongst other guilds and that sort of thing.
I swear there were more things that was important for me to make a note of. All I have is that I'm a member of a locksmith guild. I have a burglar's pack.
Mm-hmm.
I have artisan tools and thieves' tools, swords and daggers, short sword, obviously. And, yeah, like you mentioned, I am the leader of a locksmith guild. I have my own locksmith shop.
You live in sort of like the back of the shop or the top of it or
it has
something.
like a connected living area where I keep all of my stuff that I steal.
Yeah.
That's an important thing to note about Alton, is that he is just a bit of a klepto, which I imagine goes well with being a locksmith.
Yeah. And since you're like pretty well respected amongst like rich folk, that just gives you a lot of opportunities to sort of like slip in and just like, I'm gonna just grab something while we're working on things.
Yeah, and I imagine that even if someone was just like, hey, I'm pretty sure Alton just stole something, someone else would come right up and be like, nah, not Alton.
Not Alton. No way. No way.
He's super cool.
Yeah, no way. So when we were talking about this before, I offered to let you start off with one like magical item.
Yes.
Give you a large set of ones that were all ones that I came up with in a Twitter thread a while back. Follow at SCQ Podcast if you want to be involved with those things in the future. And you ended up choosing Bitey McChomp's Totally Innocuous Box.
Yes, thank you, whatever Twitter person came up with that. Bitey McChomp, I love it. I feel like it is perfect for my character who is just trying to do a normal job, but also steal occasionally.
Yep, it's basically a box that's like looks pretty simple. And the way I imagine it is that it's not huge. It's fairly large, but it's like small enough to fit in a pack if you so chose. But if somebody tries to open it up and get inside of it, it requires a dexterity check, and if they do pretty well, they will take a good bit of damage trying to get into the thing, unless the person is the owner of the box, like Alton, and they can just like go in and out of it, no problem.
Cool.
So with all of that sort of like paperwork out of the way, all the office work out of the way, how about we jump into the little game stuff, game things.
Cool, sounds good. Also, just Ty, so you know,
yes.
My armor class is only 14. Be
nice.
careful.
Okay.
I feel like I'm a wizard all over again.
Someday you're gonna make a beefy boy.
It's gonna
paladin.
The paladin. It's like armor class 22. I have so many hits. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be a fighter. If halflings made good paladin. Sorry,
yeah,
just
okay.
A combat or like something that can fight.
A tanky
yes,
person.
A tank type character.
Mm-hmm. Fade out. Music. Fade out. Fade in. So, you are in your workshop. It's fairly dark in here. There are some lanterns around the room, but you don't really have them turned up very, very high because you've been working in there since it was bright and light was shining in through the windows. You do have a crystal hanging above your work table that's providing you light directly on the locks that you're working on. Just trying to wrap up some orders that you had from before. You work on the locks for doors. You work on boxes, all padlocks, all sorts of different things. There, you can see those strewn across the room. Is it fairly organized, or is it just all a clutter?
I imagine if it's organized at all, it is because my poor apprentice comes through and tries to clear it up, because I imagine it's a pretty messy workspace.
Yeah, what is your apprentice's name, by the way?
I don't know, because I wasn't sure if you were gonna already. I didn't want to take that away of that character creation if you just had an idea, because I know I had mentioned that I had one, and I didn't know if you were gonna come ready with just something already built, or if I was supposed to provide this information.
So I actually came up with a lot of names in advance for this, but this character I did not come up with one. So I'm gonna come up with
Ty, if this gives you any indication on how much I hate naming characters, Alton is the first male halfling name that comes up on Roll20. It's awesome. Here's some examples for male halfling names. Alton.
Perfect.
Done.
What? Tell me this. What is the gender of your apprentice, and what is their species?
Oh.
And I think we talked about this off the air. The sort of suburb kind of place that you live in, village kind of place that you live in, is mostly halflings, gnomes, and goblins. There are certainly other people, but that's the majority. And there is a larger city that you guys are adjacent to, which is more diverse. But your particular area is mostly the smaller peoples.
All right, let's go. That they are a gnome.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do what you always do and roll a die.
Oh.
Male.
All right.
Male gnome.
Male gnome. I am writing this down.
I should write that down too.
And with that in mind, I'm gonna come up with a name based off of someone who follows us on Twitter.
The suspense builds as everyone listening is like, will he choose me?
Oh man. Okay, so there's two options. Jono or Daniel.
Daniel.
All right.
Daniel for sure.
Nintendo 64, you've got a character named after you.
Daniel. Okay. Daniel, the male gnome apprentice.
So you've been working pretty late into the day. It's maybe 6 o'clock. And tell me, while you're working on this, are you just sort of dressed, apron casual kind of situation?
Yeah. I imagine all of my clothes are pretty casual. My shop's not anything fancy. I don't have tons of money, not super rich, but just a bunch of cool stuff I've stolen. So.
Nice. I assume most of that's kept in your box, Bitey McChomp.
Yeah, or just I imagine that if I've the stuff I've collected over time that I actually keep, I have just kind of a locked away area of my house.
Gotcha.
But I lied to you. I have. Oh no, I'm not wearing my leather armor right now. Never mind. Traveler's clothes. So casual clothes. That should not have been that hard of a question. I'm so sorry. I panicked.
You're working on this stuff. You're still halfway through the middle of one of the a new design for a lock that you've been working on for a while, and you hear some knocks on the door, and the door to your workshop that's in the back of your main store opens up. And you see a head pop through with a short, pretty neatly trimmed beard, and a short pointed cap on his head with a large feather sticking out of it. And you see Daniel poking his head in, and he goes, "Hey, boss. Hey, I was just wondering, are you ready yet to go?"
Sorry, give me a second. I'm so happy I chose gnome. Yeah, Danny.
I'm glad
Danny,
that you hired
Danny, my
me
boy.
too, boss.
Yeah, you're great. Danny, give me just one more minute to finish this last lockup, and I'll be ready to go.
He says, he looks you up and down and says, "All right, boss, but it's formal, right?"
This is formal, Danny. This is my best apron. How do you not know that yet?
He nods curtly and closes the door and goes to wait out in the front. And he starts. You hear some shuffling, and you hear the cash register pop, sort of bell ring pop open. He starts going through the money for the day, keeping all the accounts tracked up, just to make sure that everything is good in the shop, so that you can shut down for the day. And with this, you had just been so into working on the locks for today that you had almost forgotten that there is a gala tonight that you are pretty excited for. So this gala, there's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of people that there's going to be other guildmasters around. There's going to be some well-to-do folks. There's probably going to be some music, some entertainment, good food, but most of all, that there is the gala is being held at the ballroom of a particular guildmaster. Hey, throw out the name of like a product.
Just any product.
Just any product.
You can't keep doing this to me.
I'm destroying you. Like name like something
hats.
Hats.
Yes, hats.
It's the name of a very successful haberdasher and men's fashion manufacturer in the town. Mostly services noblemen, and you think the guy is an asshole. He's just the worst, and you're pretty excited because you happen to notice that last time you had to swing by his house, a really cool alligator pendant. It's like sort of a skull of an alligator. And you recognized it immediately as being a little magical item. And you were like, oh shit, I wants that. I wants me that.
I'm gonna get that alligator.
And so as you were wrapping up this box, this lock that you've been working on, you sort of set your things aside and you go over to your sort of bitey box. And you pet it. The teeth sort of pull apart, and inside you see a few different things, including well, tell me what some of the things are that you would keep in your safest container.
Probably just my thieves' tools, I guess. Just a solid lockpick, maybe a couple daggers. Some rope. How big is this box?
It's pretty small. I mean, it's maybe the size of a small backpack.
Okay. Then I imagine I would keep most of my thieves' tools and daggers in there.
And you also, we had talked off the air that one of the things that your guild was particularly known for is making a special type of lock that magical unlocking spells don't work on. And you had suggested that there was a particular tool that you had that you used to enchant special locks that you're working on for noble people, for high paying customers, so that spells would not be able to unlock them. I imagine you probably keep that tool in there as well.
Yes. I imagine this tool just being the tiniest little golden hammer.
Oh, that's delightful. I was honestly I was trying so hard yesterday looking up like antique locksmithing tools, lock hammers, screwdrivers. I was trying to find the name of something that I could use as like the name of that tool. I could not think of it. So I'm very glad that you had something in mind.
Same. I was trying so hard to think of what this looked like, what it was called, and I was like, no, like I'm thinking too hard. It's just this little golden hammer that doesn't actually function as a hammer at all. It just has some kind of magic in it.
Maybe it has like a little a little shape on it so that when you hammer it down, it like knocks a little rune into metals. And that's what like carries the magic.
Cool.
Yeah. So there's also in there a little replica alligator skull. Not magical. It's just something that you had been whittling together with your spare time, waiting for the opportunity to pull a switch in the future. And now the opportunity has come. And I would like you to roll me a check to see how good of a job you did making this replica.
Alrighty.
Now, I'm trying to remember what all of the skills are. What would be the relevant skill here?
I'm not persuasion? That's no.
All right, so I will let you roll this as either deception or performance. Because performance, like it's a craft kind of thing that you're doing.
I'll do deception.
Deception?
That seems correct.
Okay. So roll me a deception check to see how good of a job you did at putting together this thing, and I'll even give you advantage on it since this is something that you've been able to work on for a while.
Glad I had advantage. The first roll was a 3.
Nice.
Next, I gotta remember what all I add to that. Mm-hmm. That is a 24.
24. Oh man, that's very good.
Super good alligator.
Yeah, so this thing is, so what I had written down was that at a DC 10, it would be a effective replica. At a DC 15, it would look good even on close inspection. With a DC 24, I will say that you did a remarkably good job. And this is like, even if this person, this asshole haberdasher, has, been carrying this thing and knows it like the back of his hand, he will not realize this is a replacement. And I should note that as far as he does not know that this is a magical item. He just knows that it is a cool, like, little pendant thing.
Do I know that it's a magical item, or do I just dislike this man? Okay.
You know it's a magical item, and you dislike this guy.
Okay.
Who I should probably name.
Yeah.
Hey, let's hey, Liam, L.A. Probert. Liam, you're an asshole, apparently.
Sorry, Liam.
Sorry, Liam. So is there anything else that you need to grab, other than than the replica? Do you grab knives? Do you grab your thieves' tools? I assume you grab your thieves' tools.
Yeah, I have my thieves' tools and like just a couple of daggers, just in case. I'm not a fighter. Alton is not a violent man, but I imagine he always has some just in case. And then
how old are you, by the way?
Great question. What is like the halfling age spectrum? I imagine middle-aged. Like, if he was a human, he would be like, maybe not middle-aged. If he was a human, he would be like in his mid to late 30s. Okay. So, however old that would be for a halfling, like 100?
A halfling reaches adulthood at the age of 20.
Oh.
And generally lives into the middle of his or her second century. So you would reach like about 250. 60? Okay, that sounds good. You probably, you look like you're in your mid 30s, but you're actually in your 60s, maybe early 70s.
Okay. And before I leave, I also grab from my closet the snazziest top hat I have. Just like a gaudy thing to put with just my normal clothes. Like I changed into a clean shirt, but it's still just a normal common shirt.
Are we talking like a very clean white linen shirt with like the sleeves rolled up?
Yeah,
that's what I'm
imagining. Just like some basic ass khaki pants.
Are you still wearing your apron?
No, I take the apron off and then I just top top it all off with just the gaudiest, largest top hat and a scarf.
Nice. You go out and meet Danny, who is wearing his wearing a nicer outfit with his relatively refined not refined, relatively quaint short pointed hat, but with this like big ol' rooster feather poking out of it, because it's like, that's the fancy way that he do. And since he's a gnome, he's a fairly short gnome. The rooster feather is like probably half his height. Like it's real big.
He's just doing his best, and I love him already.
Thanks, buddy.
Danny, you look great.
Oh, thanks, boss.
I love the hat.
Really appreciate it. I got it from Liam.
We gotta hang on. We gotta go back inside real quick, Danny. Danny, I have a much better hat. Hold on.
Okay.
And I go and I get him a very similar looking hat. And I was just trying to think of any kind of cool magical feathers I might have, but I just can't think of one off the top of my head.
How about we say that with that, we are going to cut to you guys outside of the ballroom. It's maybe 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night. It's in the summer, so the you can hear the cicadas buzzing. You can feel the temperature is just starting to drop as night comes. And we see a scene of Alton and Danny walking up. And Alton is wearing his outfit, the scarf, the top hat, and Danny is wearing a smaller but still nice top hat that matches. And he has stuck that same rooster feather into the brim of the top hat.
Good.
And you guys are walking up, and you see lights inside. You hear sounds. You hear fiddle music. You hear a bass. You hear drinks clinking. You're just walking straight in. So your sort of mission right now is basically to go around, talk to some people, make sure that it's like known that you were there, that you did your duty as guildmaster, of just sort of schmoozing with people. But then you're going to want to slip out undetected, make it into the main building, which is a separate building, to get into this guy's bedroom where he keeps his stuff. So you're just gonna do you just head straight in? What's your mission when you get inside?
All right. So I imagine myself, Mallory. I am not a schmoozer. Not one of my skills. I like to imagine that Alton is the schmooziest of schmoozers and just automatically goes up to just a group of people that he recognizes from another guild. And it's just like, hey, Jerry, what's going on? How you been? How's the kids?
Yep. You go up to Jerry, who is head of the bookbinders, and he sort of slaps you on the back and starts going into talks about his various kids. You see this old friend, Ellen Quayle, who's a glassmaker. You see a head of the blacksmith guild, and you see all sorts of people. And in fact, like, roll me a perception check. Roll me a perception check to sort of survey the scene, see who's around.
16.
Yeah, okay, with 16, I will give you a lot. So you notice that there's a band playing music in the corner, with like fiddles, bass, all sorts of different stuff. You see that there's a dragonborn juggler sort of mingling with the crowd, walking around. You notice some more guildmasters that you recognize. You see a few lords and ladies. You see some priests from the Congress Monastery. You see another dragonborn entertainer who is painting an older man that you recognize on the other side of the room. You also see Liam standing up. He's fairly old, but he looks like a young man with his sort of tall, elegant elven frame, with just the craziest hat on. Like absurd. Like most of his outfit, most of his fashion is like pretty reserved, but then like his hat is just crazy. So yeah, there's all these people, and so who do you go up and talk to while you're just sort of like making your way around?
I imagine I would.
Oh, there's also people with food and drink and stuff.
I go grab a drink.
Okay.
And then make the rounds talking to all the different guild people first, because I imagine that they would be the people that I would know the best.
Yes.
And yeah. So I just go up to, I heard the name Ellen. Is she glass?
Yeah, Ellen Quayle. She is a dwarven woman, and she walks up to you, or no, you walk up to her, and she says, "Hello."
Ellen, how long's it been?
It's been a long time.
Too long. May I have this dance?
Yeah. You walk up to her, and your head is only up to her chin, because you're a halfling. She's a dwarf. Dwarves are short by human standards, but still pretty tall, compared to a halfling. And you guys do a little dance. Roll me a performance check. See how good of a job you do at dancing with Ellen.
Wow, I've never had these roles before in my life. That's a 17. Alton's a good dancer.
Yeah, Alton's a very good dancer. You guys, you guys are getting down on the dance floor. And you actually, you are in front of the band. And as you start to dance, you catch the eye of this a dwarven fiddle player, and he sort of nods his head at you. He has just like looks at you, and you nod and like, hey, pick up the pace. And he starts going faster, and you guys start getting down on the dance floor, and it actually brings everybody out. People start dancing all around you, and things are getting going pretty well. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I imagine after dancing and mingling with the other guild people for a little while, I would probably fairly early in the night go say something to Liam.
Okay. You walk up to Liam, and how do you open this conversation?
I'm thinking. Sorry, there's
I'm also thinking. So
much silence in this one. Just edit all this out, please.
We haven't had a lot so far, actually. I'm just thinking because I'm like, what is his voice gonna be?
Yeah, sorry, Ty. I can't lie to you. I practiced so many different character voices, and I just can't do it.
That's fine. If you decide that you want to start doing one later, that's perfectly fine as well. We'll pull a Clint McElroy and start doing the voices halfway through.
Wonderful. Okay, I'll keep trying, listeners. I'm sorry. I want to get you guys in the story and not just keep hearing Mallory voice. But man, character voices are hard.
Yeah.
Liam, it's so lovely to see you. What a wonderful party.
Oh, it's you. I hate this character already.
Yeah, wow, okay. I was gonna try to fake pleasantries, but if we're just gonna go this route, I guess it's pretty shit to see you too, my man. And
he turns around and walks past you, or walks away from you.
As he walks by, I just say, "Your hat's dumb."
It cuts him deep.
Good.
And while this is happening, the person that he had been talking to looks at you and says, "Huh, well, we all hate that guy, don't we?" And pats you on the back.
I guess so. Man, I'm so sorry you had to see that. I was going to try to come over and have a pleasant conversation.
No problem, Alton, my boy. We all know that, what's his name? Oh, I don't even remember his name. It doesn't even, he's the worst. Liam the asshole. That's what we all say.
Why do we all come to his party?
Well, because he has the biggest ballroom.
I guess that makes sense.
This old man is looks kind of withered, but he's has a solid frame, pretty tall, and he's wearing something that looks sort of like a like halfway between vestments and a tabard that's made of this striped, kind of purposefully wrinkled purple and white material. And you recognize him as Lord Cedric. And yeah, so
what do I know about Lord Cedric? Sorry.
Lord Cedric is a guy that is pretty friendly to you. He's human. He's an older guy. You know that he has a family that's also pretty well to do. And he is the high priest of Nox, which is a god in this world. And yeah, he's just like a friendly old guy.
Cool. Well, how have you been, Lord Cedric?
Oh, I've been pretty good. Just sort of dealing with Nox and dealing with my son and my grandson and all those sorts of people. Doing all of the work with Father Pard and the Congress and all of those things. But, normal things. And he's just sort of, seems pretty chill.
Cool. Well, if you ever need any locksmithing service, you know who to call.
You know I do. I'll always come to you. And he, sort of tips his head and heads over to meet with another man and another human in a similarly styled tabard that's yellow instead, standing on the other side of the room. Cool. At this point, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, at this point, I imagine I would at least check in on my dear apprentice, Daniel. Is he doing all right?
You see that Daniel is standing over awkwardly near the band, near one of the Dragonborn, the one that had that there's a few different Dragonborn, but like one of the Dragonborn entertainers that's in the room, the one that is painting. And he looks like he's trying to like sort of slip in after the person who's getting a portrait right now leaves. He's trying to slip in and like get the next slot. That's all he's up to.
Nice. He's gonna do it for sure, right? He's not gonna chicken out.
He's gonna do it. If he gets a shot, he's gonna jump it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Just making sure I didn't need to go over there and push him in the chair. And
he gives you like an A-OK sign.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then I imagine at this point, just do another sweep of the room, see if there's anybody that I haven't talked to, and head out towards where Alton knows the main building to be.
Okay. So
main room.
In that case, I'm going to mention a few different people that that haven't been mentioned before. Just they're not people you necessarily need to talk to, but
they're
just
people that we can talk to. I just
yeah. I'm just gonna mention the people. So if there's anyone that you are particularly interested in, actually, roll me a history check, and depending on how well you do, I'll name some different people that you maybe want to talk to, maybe don't, as you make your way out.
I don't want to get like right into heist mode.
Yeah.
Just Mallory's social anxiety is already coming through in Alton. He's just like, man, I got to get this heist on. But I imagine that Alton would be down to try to see if there was any other people here.
Yeah.
That is a critical fail. Let's re-roll it, shall we?
Already paying off.
15.
So yeah, you notice a fair number of people. Most of them are people that you've already talked to. You've already talked to guildmasters. You notice a merchant that you know. She's a tall goblin that you recognize as owning a lot of, or as being part owner for a bunch of shops around the city. You notice Father Pard, who Lord Cedric had mentioned earlier. And you just see those, if you wanted to talk to one of the entertainers, one of like the guy that was juggling earlier, or the the painter, you could talk to any of those people. But yeah, there's nobody that catches your eye as like, this is a person that I have to talk to. These are mostly just like, yeah, they're just folks.
Okay, I imagine I still stroll by where the merchant is to just peruse and not like they're not actually selling things. I'm assuming they're just there.
Yeah, she's
but
just
I recognize them.
Yeah, she's standing there, and
I imagine I've maybe like traded or sold some cool locks and stuff to her in the past.
Yes, this is a person that has definitely she has definitely purchased some of those special locks from you, which are not necessarily super common knowledge among like the middle class, but like you are fairly well known for that among like nobility and stuff. People that can afford the service and have a reason to worry about people using spells to get into their stuff. So yeah, she's just a goblin selling stuff.
Does she have a name?
Her name is Lady Godfrey.
I see. Oh, okay. I see what you've done here. I should have made this connection much sooner.
It's all tying together.
It's all coming together. Lady Godfrey, how are you? I didn't expect to see you here.
Hello. I'm doing great. And she downs a shot.
I was trying to remember. Okay, so the pause that time was honestly because I was trying to remember if you had legit named the other guy Gilbert, or if his name was just Goblin Godfrey. Goblin
Godfrey is what he's always refers to himself as.
Okay, but his name is actually Gilbert.
His name is Gil. Yeah.
Gil.
And it's Godfrey, Godfree is the last name. So it's not spelled the same way.
Cool.
But yeah, Lady Godfrey, who you know, she owns just a bunch of shops around the place.
Cool. Good to see you. Tell old Gil I said hello. Stop by the shop before you head back out of town.
You know it. And she grabs another drink from a passing waiter and shoots it back.
Alton also grabs a drink and shoots it back.
He's
now feeling awkward.
She gives you a nod of respect at the way you shove that back.
Cool. And then he just kind of like backs up out of that conversation.
Nice. So yeah, you make your way out and just sort of slip between different crowds. Are you doing anything to try to like avoid notice as you're making your way out? Are you trying to cause any sort of like distraction to just keep people from noticing you leave or anything like that?
Would this be a situation where people would notice me leaving, or is it crowded enough that I could just slip out and people wouldn't be that concerned?
Unless someone was specifically watching you, they probably wouldn't notice.
Okay.
Like you could probably get out and it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a thing. This is like it's like a party where like some people walk out to get some fresh air, that sort of thing.
Yeah. For flavor, we could say that I get the dance party started again and talk to the band about playing some more upbeat music again, and then like as everyone comes back out onto the dance floor, I just kind of
shimmy your way out.
Shimmy my way out the door.
Nice. Hello, side character questers? Side character besties? Side character test subjects? I feel like questers is probably okay. Tell me what you want to be called, and I'll say that. Okay. All right. Cool. So this episode ended up running so very long that we're gonna have to chunk it into 2 parts. So look out for part 2 of Alton Steals the Show on the next episode that gets released whenever that happens, 2 weeks-ish. And then after that, we'll continue on with the rest of Mallory's episodes. I've had a great time so far with these episodes, and you guys definitely will too. I promise you. Guys, Guys, I promise you're gonna have a great time. Okay, you're still listening. Good. So later this month, I'm gonna be doing a special side character questions episode where you guys can write in and ask me and a special guest questions about creating the show, or maybe questions about me or the guests' background in Dungeons and Dragons, or about ourselves, or about the setting, or about the characters, or whatever you want. It's up to you. If you guys send me a bunch of questions about Pokemon, I'm just gonna have to answer those because those are the questions that you sent me. Also, on top of that, in celebration of the holidays, or maybe in celebration of doing the show for almost but not quite a year, or maybe in celebration of you guys just being nice, just being fun and flirty, I'm also gonna be doing a giveaway. Nobody's been flirty, and I appreciate that because that could get real weird. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway. So check your podcast feed, check our Twitter, check whatever, it's just those two. Those two are going to be the only places that has any info about it. But check those two places for a short announcement. It's going to have all the details of how and what you can win. It's going to be not too hard to enter. Pretty easy to enter, and you'll have just over a week. So, do it fast. Do it, guys. Do it, please. Please do it. All right. So I've been here way too long. All right. Bye. Have a great time, guys. Have a great time. Bye. Thanks to the Joy Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Find them at thejoydrops.com. You can find us at sidecharacterquest.com, at SCQ Podcast on Twitter, or by email at sidecharacterquest@gmail.com.
There'll be like a little music playing and then bloopers.
You've been looking at your computer screen for a very long time.
Me?
It makes me nervous. Yes.
Oh, I was just writing it down. Don't worry.
You were plotting my demise already. Episode 1 at the hands of Liam and hats.
I'm just burping all kinds of times tonight. So
we'll fix it in post.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
I gotta grab some paper. Are you still recording? No, it's all good. 1 second. Yeah, no, we're good. Hold on, just leave me alone.
What is this? What is this?
Ty. Hello, Ty.
Damn it.
This is the recording, goon. I'm here.
You're spiking your levels so nasty. Back up.
Exactly, I'm a recording goon.
Ruining everything.
I was actually just going to record a secret ad, but you came back.
Oh, wait,
so
I'll go get some water. I'm getting water. Do your shit.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not. I have...
Let's record an ad like I always used to.
Do an ad!
This has been Side Character Quest, brought to you by your original side character guest, Eli. Eli teaching Mallory how to record podcasts since literally an hour ago. Once again, Eli helping Mallory record podcasts since an hour ago.
Did Eli have time to record a secret ad?
Yes, he did.
Excellent. Oh man, I didn't think about my voice at all. That's what I went to do.
Okay, sorry. I also didn't think of what I was going to say. I was going to use that time wisely while you were gone, and then I went to go get another drink instead.
We both failed.
And then Eli took over.